A program that's produced some of Seattle's top culinary talent is off the chopping block, at least for now. The Culinary Academy at Seattle Central College faced closure in an attempt to balance the budget, but supporters argued that would have hurt an already ailing restaurant industry. Joining me now are former Dean Linda Chauncey and Top Chef contestant Luke Kolpin, who's a graduate of the program. Thank you both for being with us.
Angela, thank you for your care and concern about our campaign.
Yeah, I'm excited to just learn more about you. It was one of those things when we saw the headlines, it's like, oh wow, it's produced all these great people and it's obviously doing great work,
right.
And felt like I didn't know enough about my neighbor. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Linda, tell us about Seattle. It's the Seattle Culinary Academy. So give us an
Seattle
overview.
Central.
At Seattle Central, right.
Well, so Angela, here's what happened. You know, the Culinary Academy's been there since 1941, and we proudly have graduated over 5,000 students. And we have a baking program and a culinary arts program. You can get a degree in either of those. And so after all those years, it was a bit of a surprise to be on the potential chopping block. But here's what happened. Basically, the Seattle Culinary Academy got caught in the eye of what I'd call a perfect storm. And that is, both these two factors were exacerbated by COVID. So first, the international program is a very successful program at Seattle Central. But when COVID hit, of course, students stopped coming from overseas, right? And why it's so important is because, as you would understand, international students pay much more for tuition. So that padded the budget coffers, right?
I see.
Yeah, and then in addition, COVID also prevented foot traffic. As you know, most of our classes went virtual, with the exception of the professional technical programs, because they're hands-on learning, right? So they were like our frontline educators coming to work with their students. But here's the problem. As you know, Angela, we have 2 restaurants and a bakery. And when our students produce food to finally hone their skills, we need people, we need foot traffic there to buy those beautiful things they've created.
I see.
We lost our foot traffic, so we lost our revenues. And those 2 key factors, after 2 years,
that I totally
had a major impact.
I see. And so, Luke, I'm sure your reaction to this at first, you must have been just taken aback by the news.
Completely.
Yeah. What was your experience at the academy, and how did it help you in your career?
Well, I started off cooking rather late, so this was a very big opportunity for me to go into the school with no experience, and they gave me a lot of experience. It was very affordable for me to go. It was right in the heart of the city. So
there's a picture of you.
Yeah, it's quite an old one, a little bit of a baby face there.
Yeah. That's a home photo. That's not the Seattle Culinary Academy. Our refrigerators are a lot bigger, right, Luke?
Yes, they are. So it was, it was just it was a perfect experience. I went in there, and all the teachers were completely respectable, helped me out, and when had so many people from all over the city that go there with different backgrounds and different whether they've been in the industry before, already in restaurants, or new, and everybody was very catered to that. They treated everybody as an individual and gave everybody the chance that they needed to survive in the school, and that's what happened, and it was great.
Yeah, and then you went on to star on Top Chef.
Yes.
So how's that experience?
That experience was very nerve-wracking, but going through the ringer in the school of not knowing what to do and being able to get through that, of course, helped out a little bit with being on Top Chef and being able to travel the world and cooking, and it gave me the tools and the resources that I needed. And
what was your role in helping advocate for saving this program?
I'm one of the one of the old students. A lot of people have been on a lot of calls and trying to figure out what we can do to figure out the best path going forward to help save, whether it's fundraising, doing dinners with other local chefs from Seattle that have all kind of graduated from the school and or not. I mean, everybody you meet, or at least I do in the industry, has had some sort of correlation with this school, whether it's a new an employee from them or a new chef, or whether it's the head chef themselves have kind of come through that school.
Awesome. So where does it stand now? So it's off the chopping block. So what next?
Yes, thank you, Angela. Well, so here's where we're at, and here's what we know for sure. We will be enrolling students in both programs fall quarter.
Okay.
What we don't know for sure is what's going to happen with winter and spring quarter.
Okay.
And however, if you enroll in fall, we will teach that's called a teach out, making sure that each student has the education they need to graduate. Okay, but what we really need to do now is, well, take a four-pronged approach to this.
Okay.
We need to work closely with our legislators and make the case that we need more funding from our state government to fund these professional technical
Right.
programs. As you would understand, they are equipment intensive, and they are also, with a very low student to teacher ratio, making them a little more expensive, right?
Right. So
The
there's
other-
that piece.
And donations. We need people to donate. And our foundation, in fact, I think you're going to put on your website where your viewers can go if they would like to donate.
Right.
But we also need to establish partnerships with our stakeholders, the beneficiaries of this program, which is the largest feeder of graduates to
Yeah.
our very successful hospitality industry. And finally, we need to do more to increase revenues right there at the
Gotcha.
school.
And one way we can do that, and we only have 30 more seconds, but one way we can do that, you said there is a bakery there, so we can
Yes.
order a cake.
Yes.
Please,
And we can.
please
You have
do.
2 restaurants.
That's
right.
right.
Yes.
That's right. And they're open Tuesday through Friday from 11:30 to 1, and the food is incredible. And this is
Yeah.
the way our students get to finally hone their skills.
Yeah, they can practice on me all they want. Now that I know you're there and I can order a cake and experience all of that, I mean, what a great opportunity, and one that more people need to know about. So thank you for your advocacy, Luke, and for your work, Linda. And I'm just so excited to see, what this next, generation, if you will, of people at the school looks like. So thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Angela.